All right, guys, another Talking Heads commercial. And then I've got a couple of Flea Bay editions here, but we're going to get back to actually building some stuff because I'm getting sick of sitting in front of this computer because I see more stupidity going on. Big controversy going on right now that I've got no dog in this hunt. But this is something that we probably should be aware of in this day and age. And it's about building our experimental aircraft. It's the copyright issues, I guess. Now, I just had a guy the other day on the 701, on one of my 701 videos, asking for some help on flaperons. And I started out to help this guy, and pretty soon it kind of became apparent to me after 2 or 3 emails back and forth, or comments back and forth on the video, in the video section there, that this was somebody that I do not believe was building an airplane at all. I believe he was trying to get plan sheets or the plans from my 701, which are commercially available from Zenith Aircraft. And my speculation is that it was a plan to get these plans and make bootleg copies of them to sell. And if you go on the internet, you can find bootleg copies of most of Zenith's aircraft I found on there, and selling them substantially cheaper than Zenith does in a digital format. Now, my take on this is if a builder needs help, and we will occasionally do this on the Zenith list. I've seen it happen quite a bit, and I've seen it on some of the other lists too. If somebody has a question about something, a problem with something, we will be looking at a sketch. I'll be, if I'm doing a video, show a little short clip of what we're doing, what the issue is, maybe on a plan sheet, and how I think it can be corrected or where the mistakes lie. And we'll talk amongst ourselves every once in a while, one plan sheet of maybe a nose rib or something like that, if there's an issue with it. Why, those will be emailed back and forth amongst the list holders. I see no problem with that at all. We're trying to support our fellow builders and trying to keep their projects going. Maybe we gain a little more information along the way, and we can help each other that way. But as far as sending out complete plan sheets or showing complete plan sheets with all the dimensions and things like that, that's, in this day and age, I would be leery of copyright infringement, and rightfully so. Zenith doesn't charge or any of these manufacturers don't charge a tremendous amount of money for their plan sets. So if you're serious about building an aircraft, this is such a small investment in the whole project that it shouldn't even be an issue. And I've said that before. Everybody needs to have their own plans and things like that. Now, I've got a set of Midget Mustang plans, so I follow that list as well as a couple other aviation lists. Right now, there's a whole lot of dissension among the ranks there, I guess, because the backstory on that is support from Mustang Aeronautics and supplying of parts, things like that, has gotten to the point that it's terrible to non-existent. Guys are waiting years for parts that they've ordered. Things are not being delivered if they're ever delivered, and there's some real issues there that are going to have to be addressed. Now, I think I know of one plans or one kit builder that apparently has bought a partial kit, didn't have plans. He's ordered plan sets and parts from Mustang Aeronautics several years ago, paid for them the whole 9 yards, and had never been delivered. Now, in that instance, I think I don't see a problem at all when it's clearly shown that he has purchased plans and never received them, that the builders community can help him, and I personally don't see a problem with that. Once this has happened, why, that takes care of that helps that builder along and can keep him going, because that's just supporting the builder himself. The deficiencies from the plan supplier, he's failed to meet his obligations to supply the things he's promised, and as well as other parts that have been ordered that have not been delivered. And this is an ongoing problem. It's been an ongoing problem from that company for years. The problem that we're running into, or the potential problems that are going to appear is that someone has taken pictures of a plan set, or had pictures taken, and is willing to distribute them to that builder. Now, where you're going to run into problems as that supplier of the plans in a digital format is that now there's a whole list of guys that have said, yeah, I'd really like a set of that plans, a set of those plans, and I've got a paper copy. I'd like a digital copy so I can, sit in the house and read them on my iPad, tablet, whatever the case may be. In this day and age, if someone has a legitimate set of plans in their possession with a phone, you can take high quality pictures that you can transfer over and be looking on your tablet. So just a list of guys that are willing to buy a flash drive with all these files on them, the distributor of those is opening himself up for liability, in my opinion. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I have nothing to do with any of this, but my speculation is it won't be too long that the very minimum that's going to happen is you're going to receive a cease and desist letter. Because if I was the copyrighted plans holder of Mustang Aeronautics, even though there's some problems and everything, I would be the legal owner of those copyrighted plans. And if somebody is distributing them free, why, pretty soon they're going, or for a minimal cost, pretty soon they're going to be on the internet and being passed around or resold from some of these shady websites for, a very small portion of what the plans are actually being marketed for. So I, as a builder, am not willing to open myself up to that liability or that extra hassle. It's hard enough building an airplane as it is, let alone opening yourself possibly to some legal ramifications that are going to get you in trouble. Now, granted, the distribution of a set of plans is not going to meet the threshold of it being a felony, according to the little bit of copyright things that I've seen or investigated in. But what it could potentially do is at least involve you in some sort of legal battle that you don't need to be involved in. It's going to cost you time, it's going to cost you money, it's going to cost you heartache. So why would you want to do it? If they're inadvertently distributed, somebody that is throwing them out there on the internet and reselling them, who's to say that you will not be tied into that involvement as a co-conspirator, conspirator, or whatever the case may be. So anyway, this is just my opinion. I've got no dog in this hunt. You can do what you want. Everybody can do whatever they want on the internet in most cases. So you're listening to my opinion, but I see no real advantage to pursuing those types of avenues of travel to disrupt your life. So anyway, my opinion, I thought it was worth sharing and putting out there, because potentially we could all be caught up in a trap like this. Like I say, there was somebody trying to get plans from me, and I believe that's what they were trying to do, was just get a free copy of plans that they could redistribute for monetary gain. So my opinion, take it for what it's worth. I'm going to link this. I'm going to put this as one of my regular YouTube videos out there. I'm going to link it onto or I'm going to post onto the Mustang Aeronautics site. If somebody wants to look at it, maybe they'll find something useful here. And there we go. So, my opinion. Thanks for taking the time to watch, guys.